Podcast.
Touchdown Ram! Recovered by the Chargers. Touchdown UCLA!
With USC great and NFL stud, Frostee Rucker.
The Trojans back in front!
And LAFB founder Ryan Dyrud on the Believe Podcast Network and LAFBnetwork.com. This is your destination for Los Angeles football.
What's up, Los Angeles? How's it going? Good afternoon, good evening, good morning, whenever you're listening, and welcome into the LA Football Podcast here on the Believe Podcast Network, always on the LA Football Network, your destination for Los Angeles football. Joined as always, my man, my friend, Frostee Rucker. What is going on?
Ryan, I'm great. LA, I'm fantastic. It's Super Bowl week. We got a heck of a show, a heck of a week ahead of us before this big game. So, just get locked and ready, put your seatbelt on, open that sunroof, and let's get ready to go.
There we go. Yeah, I know it's a little cloudy. Hopefully it doesn't rain. Hopefully you can open that sunroof. But great show. Super Bowl week, as Frostee mentioned. We are on virtual Radio Row. Rams fans, get excited. We have an all-timer joining us here in just a few minutes. Hall of Famer, MVP.
A GOAT.
A GOAT. So many awards. Marshall Faulk is going to be joining us on the LA Football Podcast. So can't wait for that. First, got to mention BetOnline as a sponsor of the show. There's always, Super Bowl is always, I think, the most bet on game in sports, I would have to say. And, and this week you have Tampa Bay as the first team ever playing in their home stadium. Are they going to fire the cannons? Is that allowed? That's like a home game.
They better. And I was waiting for them to say, we're going to rock the creamsicle uniform.
Right? How dope would that be?
Are they going to pull those out?
Oh, that would be pretty sweet. But yeah, are they going to fire the cannons? That's like their home field advantage thing. But, so head to BetOnline.Ag. Plenty of prop bets, bet on the coin toss, bet on the first score of the game. Is it going to be a safety like in Super Bowl 50? Is it going to be kick return, touchdown? What is it going to be? You can bet on that, bet on the over, the under. BetOnline.Ag is your wagering center. Plenty of sign-up bonuses as well. If for some reason you are still not signed up, head to BetOnline.Ag today. So,
Ryan, let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're going to do BetOnline.Ag so everyone knows that Ryan and myself are going to dabble this Super Bowl Sunday and put some bets out there. What is a for sure bet that you can say is going to happen? Is it the coin toss? Who's going to win it? Who's going to receive? Is it going to be a fair catch? What is a prop bet that is a for sure?
Okay. So I've been doing these basically since the playoffs started, and it's you go over under amount of touchdowns for each team.
Okay.
I think those because coin tosses, it's a coin flip. There's no guarantee in that. But I think like last week against it was Chiefs Bills, and it was like 5+ touchdowns total for the whole game. I think when you see the firepower of these offenses, stuff like that, I don't know what it is off the top of my head right now, but that would be the one that I would say the for sure thing. Whatever the touchdown total is, take the over. I think we're going to see a high scoring game in this one. That would be my guarantee.
Wow. That's saying a lot with the two defenses that are going to be on this field. But again, this is going to come down to those two quarterbacks getting the ball down the field, the big playability for everyone. Who's your sleeper pick for MVP of this game?
Ooh. Well, first, I think the Chiefs, we might get into it a little later, but I think the Chiefs are going to win it. Without giving a bunch of analysis. So, typically the winning team is going to have the MVP. Sleeper pick for that. I mean, has a receiver, when was the last time a receiver won it? Or a tight end? I think Travis Kelce.
Exactly.
I know those aren't like sleeper guys, but when's the last time a tight end or a wide receiver won Super Bowl MVP? And I think it could certainly be Hill or Kelce. You got someone? Do you think anyone on defense has a shot?
Well, I'm going to go with Tampa Bay as the winner. So then, like you said.
You weren't sure last episode, so there you are.
I'm going to go Tampa Bay just because I'm not going to go against the GOAT. And with this pick, win or lose, it doesn't really matter because these aren't any teams that I played for. I'm just more familiar with the coaching staff in Tampa Bay, and I'm a fan of the GOAT, Tom Brady. So I'm not going to go against the GOAT, even though baby GOAT's on the other side. My sleeper pick, if Tampa Bay wins the Super Bowl as they should, in my eyes, I'm going to go Antonio Brown.
Okay.
I'm going to go Antonio Brown. He didn't play last week. He'll be rejuvenated. He'll be ready to go. Big stage.
That'd be wild.
It would be wild for the year that my man AB has had. so controversial. You've seen him coming from the bottom and being in this position. It's almost like a dream, and I'm excited to see him make some plays, if healthy.
Dang.
But if healthy, I'm going AB.
Yeah, I don't know for sure if it's released, if he's playing. I'm assuming he would, having 2 weeks off and barely missing last week. But all right, so yeah, we each got a receiver: Tyreek Hill or Antonio Brown.
Okay, sounds good to me.
So should be a good game. We'll see. But yeah, we'll talk maybe a little bit more about it after the show or after our interview. But let's go ahead and get Marshall Faulk in here. Rams fans, get excited. It's gonna be a lot of fun. So here's our conversation with Marshall Faulk. All right, Rams fans. Well, super excited to have this guy on the LA Football Podcast. It's an honor for me. I know Frost is excited as well. So excited to just pick his brain and talk about the Rams and, current stuff, and then talk some Super Bowl stuff. So Marshall Faulk, the accolades, I could list them all off. There's a lot of them. I won't take the time, but one of the greatest to ever do it, man. For sure. One of the greatest Rams ever, and a huge part of this fan base that everyone loves. And just thanks for taking the time, and thanks for jumping on the show with us. How you doing?
Oh, no, it's all good, man. All good. Happy to be on with you guys. Looking forward to chatting it up and seeing what the good questions is you guys going to have.
Well, we got some good ones coming.
All right.
From me.
All right.
I mainly didn't have any quote unquote questions. I just want to tell you, Marsh, obviously I followed your career. You guys lit it up on the offensive side of the ball as a defensive guy. So you guys always had me scrambling, like how many plays you guys could make, how many touchdowns, who the ball was going to go to, who's going to be so effective. And I remember this one particular moment that has nothing to do with football, kind of. I was in Cincinnati. That's where I played my first 6 years, and I think you're doing some broadcasting. And I bumped into you at a restaurant on the Kentucky side of it. It was Tropicana. I think it was a Friday night. You're just getting dinner, and I had a chance to say what's up to you. So I wanted to mention that. I just wanted to say I didn't get to go completely fanboy on you because I was in the league at the moment, but it was a moment for me. So I just wanted to make sure you knew that. It was a big moment for me.
All good, man. All good.
So, well, I want to ask you, Marsh, about just this initial Rams team. Obviously, huge news. It seems like the offseason, the Rams are always making splash moves nowadays. Trading Jared Goff for Matt Stafford, all the pick packages and stuff like that. I just want to get your thoughts on the trade. If you've talked to Jared in the past or currently, or what you think of getting Matt Stafford over here in LA.
When you think about what took place, and I go back to the Super Bowl and how Jared performed in the Super Bowl. That was an indicator. And at that point in time, it was like he's young, maybe he wasn't ready. And then it started to happen in other big games, other big moments that he wouldn't show up. And here's the hardest thing, man. And quarterback's the hardest position because you could blame the quarterback, but a lot of things has to go right for the quarterback to be successful. And so he just wasn't showing up in big games. And for Les Snead and Sean McVay, the powers to be for the Rams to really make this decision. This is a big boy move. Mm-hmm. This is a big boy move. And not to mention how good of a move it is because they got from under a lot of salary for years to come compared to what they have in Stafford. But I think that when they saw when he got hurt and Wolford came in and they watched the team play, it was like, hold up. We got a problem here. They knew they had a problem. They knew it. And when he came into the Seattle game after Wolf went out, and you saw he could play, if he could play that amount, he would have started if they wanted him to. Yeah.
Right.
So I was like, oh boy, this is a problem right here. This is an issue. This is an issue. And I'm glad it got resolved. Not only did Jerry go to Detroit, but he went to Detroit. Brad Holmes going there. Brad knows him. Ray Agnew's over there. Ray knows him. They have some people around. I think John Dorsey is part of, they're going to put some parts around him. They have some picks. But Jared has to deal with like big game moments. And here's it. And I'm going to be honest with you. This is what's crazy about it. This is the part that just kills me. Stafford is a bad big game moment person too. Like he's
right.
Like,
That's been swept right under the rug.
But right. But he hasn't played a playoff game, so we don't know. So there's just so much that's wrapped into it. But here's the dynamic, and I don't know if you guys put this together yet. Sean McVay and Les Snead, they basically saw in this system, you can put any quarterback in Sean McVay's system, and he's going to have some pretty good success. Mm-hmm. What Aaron Rodgers is doing in Sean McVay's system, because that's his old offensive coordinator that was there before he went to Tennessee, and then it's like you see Aaron Rodgers with his arm talent in this system. It's like, and now you're thinking about, well, Matthew Stafford has arm talent.
Yes, he does.
We put him in this system with these receivers and these tight ends and the backs. We could be dangerous.
That's exactly
that's what they saw in Green Bay, and that's what they're going for.
Yeah, we've sat around this whole season and pretty much had excuses for Goff, and towards the end of it, like you said, they played this playoff game, and this was the first time Goff wasn't the starter going into the game, and he played like that. It was like, where has that been? It felt like the pressure was off him to come into a game and try to lead these boys down the field and do it. Just makes some magic. And to your point, Marshall, what you're saying about any quarterback could have came in there and played, and they then got to see that Goff wasn't that special. Because if you plug in someone that's a decent enough type of quarterback that has been in the scenario and has studied, you can move the ball down the field. They put a backup quarterback in that never played before. He beat a Cardinals team in a make or break to go in the playoffs. Now, if Goff was playing, the jury's still out if they even would have won the game. So that move made it easy for them. Stafford's a heck of a player. I haven't heard anything bad about him as far as teammates saying or anything like that. This is an opportunity. But Marshall, I have a question for you. What do you tell a guy that, since you've been traded before, what do you tell Goff going to Detroit? What do you tell him his attitude should be?
Well, here's Frostee. I'll be honest. If you have to tell him something, there's a problem.
Right.
Yeah.
Let's just. Hey, they didn't want you. Someone wants you. He said it. It's nice to be wanted. You know, so you when he's walking into a locker room and he got to prove some stuff. I walked into a locker room with the same feelings, like, okay, well, I have 5 years in Indy. I played well. I got to prove myself here. I have to show these boys that what's out there and that it wasn't me. So if somebody needs to say something to him, then Detroit's in trouble.
I think you proved yourself probably better than anyone in NFL history, what you did that first year and joining the greatest show on turf. And what was it like? We had Isaac Bruce on in the summer. Awesome guy as well, also a Hall of Famer. And what was it like just playing on the greatest show on turf, and what Kurt Warner did coming up and what you guys were able to do, and obviously go and bring a Super Bowl to St. Louis? And I believe it was your first year in St. Louis. It could have been your second, but what was that like, just going from that transition to Indy, going into St. Louis, taking the world by storm and winning a Super Bowl?
Yeah, it was awesome, man. It was awesome because nobody saw us coming. You know, nobody, and not only that, they expected us to fold.
Right.
You know, it was just like, no, they're not going to win this game, and they're not going to win this game, and then they thought we had to win, scoring a lot of points and all the fancy stuff, and you know, we got into a knockdown, drag-out fight with Tampa, one of the ugliest games I'm talking about in football history, just ugly. You know, it wasn't like it was bad weather. It was just ugly, and it was a fight.
Yeah.
And we threw and landed the punch to knock them out.
Right.
And that's what you got to do. And it wasn't a good team. It was a great team. I mean, that Tampa defense was. I'm talking about when it's all said and done. There's probably be about 4 guys that's going to be Hall of Famers on that defense, and they played. They played as one. That unit was solid. And then the Titans, man, do you understand Steve McNair? The late Steve McNair. When you watch these quarterbacks, Steve McNair, the stuff that you're watching, people don't remember this. When Steve McNair was at Alcorn State, the stuff that you're watching Patrick Mahomes do now, that was him. Wow. Air McNair. They called him Air McNair, like Air Jordan, Air McNair. That was his nickname. And if they would allow him to play the way he played in college, in the pros, the way they're allowing college quarterbacks to play now, oh my God.
What's the biggest movement, Marshall, to now see how many quarterbacks, and I can say black quarterbacks, it's Black History Month, by the way, how many black quarterbacks are given the chance to go out there and play quarterback and not have to switch positions and play receiver because they're athletic? What was that major breakthrough?
Well, when in high school, you started seeing more black quarterbacks. In college, you started seeing more black quarterbacks. And people, I'm going to go back because the first time I saw a quarterback in that athletic but still quarterback realm, it's funny, Urban Meyer and Alex Smith. Because I watched Alex. Alex is from San Diego. He literally, I saw a lot of his games in Helix when he and Reggie Bush played. Right. So I was like, hold on, wait. They're okay with having the quarterback be a part of the team. Like he wasn't a specialist. Right. He ran the football and did everything. When that became the case, and now it's okay to have an athlete at the quarterback position, that's what you see now. And here's what we had to deal with. See, once they started putting the pressure on the coach to when you draft the quarterback, you have to win with him early. The coach now, you can't take that quarterback and change the quarterback. You have to change the coach, which is why Andy Reid is running the system that he's running now.
So smart.
You got to change. The coach now has to adapt. Now, there's a couple of coaches that won't adapt. You know, John Gruden, he ain't having it.
Yeah.
No, he probably won't. He probably will never have a black quarterback, but he ain't having it.
Right.
He ain't having it.
The highway.
That's just what he wants to do. But if you're not an athletic quarterback, it's going to be hard for you. I mean, Tom Brady is doing it without any athleticism. I'm just telling you.
You're keeping it real. You're right, because he's not running, he's not doing nothing special.
But
getting the ball.
But remember this. Because of it, the lack of his athleticism, it's less for Steve Spagnuolo and the defensive coordinator for the Kansas City Chiefs, whom have beaten him before.
Right.
The Giants, yeah.
They know where he's going to be. It's like, hey, listen, he's going to be right here.
Yeah. Push the pocket.
It's a great segue, Marshall.
I know exactly how to do it.
Who do you like in the Super Bowl? KC or Tampa Bay? It should be a good one.
Man, should be a good one. Are you kidding me, dude? Oh, this is epic. Mm-hmm. This is epic. And as hard as it is to go against Tom Brady, all right, and I'm gonna tell you guys, I am not going against Tom Brady because I think anybody on the Kansas City Chiefs is going to play better or do anything. I'm gonna tell you guys why I'm picking Kansas City. It's because my brother, a dude who I love, man, I've been knowing this dude since we were kids, Eric Bieniemy.
Okay.
I want him as an offensive coordinator to get his due because there's no reason that he shouldn't be a head coach. Everybody else that sat in that position for the Kansas City Chiefs has became a head coach except this dude. And that's not fair.
It's not fair.
Yeah.
It's not fair. And
get another ring.
We've been championing the same things. Obviously, we cover the Rams, we cover the Chargers, and, you know, EB's name should have been in the mix more in Houston and all these other places. Why not? Right. And I've sat back and I've been puzzled by it, really. And I'm sure he is too. I'm sure he's focused on winning Super Bowl and his legacy is going to lead on. And I think Andy's putting him in the prime position. Like, look, he's doing it. Look at him. He's doing it. And Bruce Arians did it in Tampa.
Look at the guys that was in that position for Andy who got head coaching jobs.
Right.
I mean, Houston, and listen, no disrespect to the guy. They interviewed Josh McCown. Are you kidding me?
I said the same thing.
Yeah, head scratcher.
Man,
that's the level of disrespect. That's so disrespectful.
Yeah.
You know, for everyone that's been grinding on coaching staffs, have done every level from scouting to, you know, everything. and then you're going to let a retired guy that's played every team in the league.
Not even retired. He was on the practice squad this year.
Right.
He's retired yet.
Right. You're right, Ryan.
Do you think quickly, this is off topic quickly, do you think, obviously it's a deeper issue, 100%, but do you think any of it has to do with just because the Chiefs are still playing and teams are like, oh, we just want to get the ball rolling and they weren't patient enough to wait?
I think Steve Sarkisian got a job while he was coordinating for Alabama.
Yeah.
Fact.
Like I'm just, you know how many coaches have been hired while they were coaching, like getting ready for the Super Bowl or had deals in place or teams were waiting? Come on, man. This is not like we have some sense of urgency of if this man deserves not that like, but he deserves what and I'm basing it off of what has come before him.
Correct.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I'm basing it off of. The person that sat in that seat, who held the page up to his mouth,
yep,
and called plays under Andy Reid, has gotten a head coaching job.
Yep, two of them, Matt Nagy and
So why not this man?
Well, I definitely feel like he's going to be the next one up, and then after that, I feel like Brian Leftwich should be the next one up. After that, there's proven guys that are calling the plays for their teams that reach the ultimate success, and hopefully next year we're singing a different tune, Marshall. Hopefully next year EB is the head guy and he's bringing us in to consult with him.
Hey man, listen, when Dan Campbell can get a job, I'm just like,
right,
damn,
yeah.
Damn, I didn't even know who the coordinator was in Indianapolis. I never heard his name before.
Yeah,
he got a job.
Cold
damn.
world.
Yeah, it's crazy. So I think after he has a second ring too, it's even more mystifying how he does it. Because I'm with you. I think KC wins this game. But Marshall Faulk, man, I'm so appreciative you're jumping on with us. Before we let you go, I want to talk to you about, you do awesome work in the foundation, awesome work in the community, wherever you are. Always appreciative from people like me who tries to be involved as well. So thank you for that. So I want to talk to you about what you're doing this week in Tampa Bay, working with some kids. So tell us a little about your foundation and what you're doing down there.
Yeah, just working with the Foundation of Drug Free World. Epic movement. We're trying to educate kids, as you guys know. And I don't tell people don't partake or whatever. I just tell them, hey, educate yourself on partaking. In some areas, drugs, things are free, and I mean not free, but things are legal or whatever. And with that, we just have to remember our kids being exposed at a young age, what they're up against. And we have online classes that's free, 14 of them, free resources for parents, teachers, and the youth, just for them to educate themselves and understand what you're getting yourself involved in. Our resources come in 20 languages, and we provide it all. This is the key. It's for free. And sometimes parents grow up and they aren't exposed to drugs and they don't know the telltale signs that their kids are having problems. We teach you and educate you on that. Drugfreeworld.org is where to go. And I encourage people just to go on and take a look. We're not asking you for donations. We're not asking you for money. We're just asking you for time.
That's great. Knowledge is power, right?
That's it. That's it.
Champion. I got one more thing. And two of my very best friends, Matt McCoy, Kirk Morrison, went to San Diego State. You're from Louisiana. How did you get to San Diego State? Could you please tell our fans this?
Yeah. I'm a condense the story for you. So Frostee, when you got recruited, you probably heard the thing called athlete.
Correct.
So when I got recruited, there wasn't a such thing called athlete. The athlete was it came into play and it was discovered after me.
Okay.
So
probably because of you.
When they missed on me, here's why. On offense, when I was in high school on offense, I played quarterback, running back, flanker, split in. I returned kicks, punts. I kicked and punted. I also played cornerback and safety on defense. Oh, wow. So when I walked on the field, I didn't walk off until halftime.
Got it.
And I played whole games in high school. Yeah. So they couldn't evaluate me. Once they missed, once the SEC missed, I'm talking about LSU, A&M, Miami, Nebraska, Oklahoma. When they missed. And I went to San Diego State. I said, I want to play running back. And the guy who recruited me, Curtis Johnson, he the wide receiver coach, down in New Orleans. He has an eye for talent, especially at the wide receiver position. That's why he's always finding. People didn't know Michael Thomas was going to be Michael. They didn't see that when he was at SC. They didn't see that. So he's always. I mean, at Ohio State, they didn't see that. They didn't. You didn't know that the guy develops receivers. Colston, Willie Snead, guys. Not big names in college. He knows talent when he sees it. Well, anyways, he asked me, "Hey, what do you want to do?" I said, "Listen. If they let me play running back, I'm going to school there." He talked to head coach and offered me, put his job on the line and said, this kid will be out starting running back at some point in time. 4 games later into my freshman year, I was a starter at San Diego State, all because they allowed me to play running back. Everybody else wanted me to play DB or some other position. The position of athlete was created right after that. And now you have the athlete.
Yeah. On scouting reports, you see it all the time, just athlete because of you.
Yeah.
Yep.
You were runner up in the Heisman. I mean, you made history down at San Diego State and obviously in the NFL. And Marshall Faulk, I truly, truly appreciate you coming on, taking some time with us. Be honored if we can have you on again sometime and stay in touch and keep doing the great work in the community. And just thanks so much. Really appreciate you.
Right on, guys. Have a good one, Frostee. Y'all take care, man.
Take care.
Be safe.
Awesome. That is just awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. What a chance to get Marshall Faulk on here. Obviously, he's the GOAT. He's a champion. The accolades. But as a human, it's even more phenomenal to hear what he does for these kids for free. I grew up in Southern California. My best friend, Matt McCoy, we went to high school together. He went to San Diego State. Later on, I met one of his new best friends was Kurt Morrison growing up. And all they could talk about and rave about was Marshall Faulk, him being around, him being an alumni, and being able to go face-to-face with him on a Zoom and talk to him and talk football, talk Super Bowl. He's a legend, man, and we're fortunate. Great one, Ryan. You pulled this one out of the hat, man. Great job.
Thank you. Yeah, no, the best. I was ecstatic when that came across yesterday. Like, oh yeah, we can get Marshall Faulk on. I feel like just because San Diego State doesn't have the history of USC like you were alluding to, he'd be like to San Diego State and I'm just talking football specifically, but if Marcus Allen, OJ and Reggie Bush were all rolled into one person. That's Marshall Faulk at San Diego State. Like that's how important he is to that program.
Yeah, absolutely. And like you said, he's all them and one athlete and off the field. The charitable works that he does in San Diego and in Louisiana. And I'm sure, what he's got going down there in Super Bowl Sunday in various cities every year. He's just a champion. So Marshall, thanks again for coming on with us. It was a pleasure and an honor to be on with you.
Yeah, absolutely. Honor for me, for sure. Hopefully all those Rams fans enjoy that. I mean, that's when you go down the list of great Rams, and there's been a lot of good Rams through history. I mean, Jack Youngblood, Deacon Jones, if you want to go defense, obviously Kurt Warner, Isaac Bruce. Marshall Faulk, would you put him top 5? I know he only played like 6 years with the Rams, but he's got to be he's top 10 for sure.
Of that franchise, he's got to be number 1 all time. Him, then Kurt, because Kurt was considered the MVP, but what made that offense really go was being able to run the ball, and Marshall Faulk catching the ball out of the backfield also. That loosened up everything, coverages and everything. So to me, he's truly the GOAT of the Rams.
Yeah, well, specifically greatest show on turf. I think he was the thing that made it all work because he could do it all, do everything. And he was, in my opinion, not going way back in research, just talking more of what I've seen off the top of my head. He was what created the modern running back. Like he was before him, it was like Earl Campbell. It was like the ground and pound, like Walter Payton. I know we had Barry Sanders, but still more of a runner. Marshall Faulk caught the ball in the backfield. He'd line up in the slot. They do all different things with them. And I feel like he's kind of the reason or part of the reason for this modern running back we're seeing now. And, Alvin Kamara and Christian McCaffrey and these guys that can do it all.
Yeah. And you go back to Reggie Bush, you go back to LaShawn McCoy.
Yeah.
They all had traits and similar attributes just like him, LaDainian Tomlinson.
Yeah, there you go.
You got guys that really kind of embodied what Marshall brought to offenses. And we're very fortunate to get him on. So thanks again.
Of course. Thank you. So with that, we can kind of wrap it up. So let me just say this. So you have Tampa Bay this Sunday and I have the Chiefs, correct?
Yeah, I got Tampa Bay this Sunday. I'm going with Tom Brady. I'm going with Bruce Arians and the whole staff. And again, I don't lose in this situation, but I do want to win.
Okay. So we do a little, I know we talk about Bet Online. Should we do a little side bet or something? Me and you, since we're taking
fine. That's fine.
I'm still waiting
What's
on
the
Bofa
bet?
to send us our donuts from Seattle.
He's
I don't know
not
when
going to
that's
send
happening.
them. He's better. He's not
All
going to
talk.
send them.
I'm gonna hit him
He's
up
all
again.
talk.
I'm gonna hit him up every day. Just bug him. But okay, ours would be easier because we live by each other. So we'll have to. I don't know
Yeah.
if you can
So
think of anything off the top of your head or.
we got to do power hour.
Ooh,
Yeah, let's do the old school power hour. We don't have to do 40s anymore. We can make a variation of power hour. We can go Rams, whose house, right?
okay. Yeah, there you go.
Okay.
Got it
We
right
can go
there.
Rams, whose house. I see it up there on your shelf.
Yeah.
And you're going to, either one of us has to crush either 6er or a 12er in an
Okay.
hour. I would say a 12er in an hour.
I like it. Okay, man, I haven't done power hour since college.
Yeah, boy. Here we
Okay.
go. That's our Super Bowl bet between Ryan and Frost.
Zero bet. In reality, we're probably both going to end up doing it, but technically
Facts.
the loser does it, but the winner will just partake and, point the finger, I guess. So, okay. I like that.
So I would say pace yourself during the game.
Okay. Fair enough. Fair enough. So, all right, there we go. So, big thanks to Marshall Faulk. Big thanks to you guys for listening. Hope you enjoyed it. We mentioned the trade, Goff, Stafford. We can talk more throughout the week about it. Love to hear from you guys. Hit us up on social media, on Twitter, on Instagram. You can find Frostee at The Organic Frost. You can find me at Ryan Dyrud, LAFB. Would love to hear your thoughts on it. This is a power move for the Rams. A big, franchise defining moment about the future of this program. So I'd love to hear what you guys think. Enjoy this game, this Sunday, the Super Bowl game. Frost, I'm sorry. I just want to, plan on asking this beforehand because I think it's important. And so I want to end before saying this. What's the one Super Bowl food you have to have? I mean, food is,
Whoa, that's a great one.
Food
That's
is very important for the Super Bowl. And I was like, I got to ask Frosty what his favorite go-to food is. What's your,
my go-to, you always have to have chips and salsa.
Okay.
Right. Yeah. Because it pairs so well. You got the chips and salsa, you got your carrots, your cauliflower, broccoli with the ranch, and that's right there too. Those are staples for Super Bowl Day. Fondue dips are always good. You can go with edible arrangements and have the fruit dipped in chocolate. I like that too.
Classy Super Bowl. Okay.
Hey, I'm a big guy and I like to eat.
That's
well, I would have preferred to play in the game.
Yeah, of course.
Right?
Yeah. You almost got there.
Oh, yeah, I was close. But a staple that you have to have on Super Bowl Sunday is pizza.
Yeah, I agree.
You got
pizza or hot wings. Pizza or hot wings.
Hot wings. Correct.
I think potato skins is a staple. I love potato skins. One that we've just started doing in the a friend of mine made it, and we've kind of adopted it in the Dyrud household. It's a buffalo chicken ranch dip. So you shred a bunch of chicken.
Okay, I can do
buffalo sauce, ranch, sour cream. You bake it in the oven, so it's literally like a chip dip.
Oh,
fantastic! So you get the shredded chicken, the buffalo. It's so good. So that's become a staple now the last few years.
Game breaker. There you go.
It's good.
Ryan Dyrud.
There we go. Staple it. So, all right. I just had to ask you before we get out of here. I mean, food's important on Super Bowl. I know people that wait all year for Super Bowl Sunday just to eat the food, not even watch the game.
They're going to go in. It's just like another big old holiday like Christmas, Thanksgiving, Super Bowl Sunday. There's no calorie intake. You just go for it.
Exactly. So yeah, everyone have fun. Everyone be safe. Let's not do anything stupid here. But have a great time watching this game. And hit us up. Follow us on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube at LAFB Network. Subscribe to the show wherever you listen. We are everywhere you listen. Just search LA Football and you will find us. I'm Ryan Dyrud, joined as always by Frostee Rucker. Have a great week, and we'll talk to you all we'll talk to you all later this week or after the Super Bowl, but have a good one.
Absolutely.